in my mind. Y'all know when y'all hear that. Testing, testing. Mic check. Oh, yeah, y'all can hear me. Yeah, y'all can hear me because I can hear me. Giving y'all a chance to get on in here. If y'all gonna be down in the comments section, man, make sure y'all in there and leave y'all comments because I will try to I try to look at them. I promise. Y'all ready? I hope y'all ready. Yes, indeed, man. Thursday night. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. Welcome, welcome all to the, what am I calling this? The winter finale. I don't even know what to call this right now. But it's the final show of 2024, Club Pizzle. I am, of course, your host, Pizzle, Pod God, Don P, best pod in the city, best sports pod in the city, best all that in the city. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for y'all continued support of this platform. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for y'all's continued support of everything that I do, whether it's Tuesday night's main event, whether it's Pizzle's Picks, Club Pizzle, anything that I put my hands on or any broadcast that I do greatly appreciate. So why in the freak is my shirt backward? Well, I see it different than y'all see it. I'm seeing it. All right, let me stop bugging. Let me get back to it. Again, thank y'all for y'all support. While y'all in a support mood, I need y'all to like, I need y'all to subscribe, and I need y'all to share the show. That is for my Spotify people. That is for my YouTube people. This is the last Club Pizzle that you will see on Facebook. I will be taking Club Pizzle to Spotify. I will be taking Club Pizzle to YouTube. YouTube, it will always be live at 8 p.m. I will drop it on Spotify at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Something like that. I ain't thought about it. But those are the two places that it's gonna go. So go ahead over to the YouTube. Like the link is in the bio, in the Instagram. I will put the link in the comments sometime today. Or I'll just post it. Y'all got my page. Y'all follow me on all my socials. The link is there. As well as the Spotify link. I'll post both of them. Move them over there. I looked at my Spotify numbers. I was happy, but I wasn't satisfied. The show grew this year, but wasn't enough for me. Let's see, what else do we want to get to? We got some stuff to get to. We are here for a good time, but tonight we might be here for a long time. Actually, might go over the hour mark. No, I'm not going to go over. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Possibility that we get there. Couple of things before we get to it, man. This Saturday night, Battleground Performance League celebrating the 2-year anniversary and the ugly Christmas sweater. It's an ugly Christmas sweater party as well as the tournament. That is this Saturday at Chef Carolyn's Exotic Cuisines. That is 12703 Lorraine Avenue. Please pull up for that, man. We got this tournament. This thing has been going on for 2 years. It has been happening. All these other platforms who are arguing and fighting over who did something first. Neither one of y'all did it first because Battleground did it first. We got footage, flyers, and all types of stuff to prove it. We got special performances. We are being headlined by five-time Battleground Performance League champion. My girl MV Jazzo will be in the building. Shout out to my girl Big Jazz. Also, three-time champion Caster Artist will grace the stage, as well as Jumpman Social, King Jacob, Johnny Versace, and many, many more. Who knows? I might get that feeling, and I might get my ass up there and go do my maybe not. Hosted by Mr. Shredder and the one and only Tim Buck 2, DJ Verb on the ones and twos, Don Prince behind the camera, gonna be in there getting footage of everybody. Me, resident judge number 1, resident judge number 2, got my girl Flight Life Bees. Salute to her. Also, we got my girl Legacy to Don, who's going to be a judge, and we have a special guest judge, my dude, my dog, my broski, Crazy 8 the Great is going to be in the building as well. We got a bunch of guests coming in the building. Can't forget about Champ. Can't forget about the Champ. Block is going to be in the building, and he's going to bring gang with him, probably. Not a gang, but he's going to bring his team. Shout out to Champion Block. Looking forward to seeing what you have in store for the people this time. If y'all missed what he did last time, go to the Battleground Performance League Instagram account and go check out what Block did to take the title. That's it. Oh yeah, see y'all, I got cars. I can do my David Letterman shit, maybe. Yep, that ain't gonna work. December 28th, the Better Late Than Never Christmas party hosted by the homie Trap Boy Mannequin. This is a pre-party to the upcoming Trappy Awards. This thing will be at the Crown Plaza Hotel, 720 Ingle Road in Middleburg. Bone and Mac is performing at that. I will be making an appearance there for a split second. I don't think I'm going to work. Hell. But make sure y'all pull up for that. And finally, on December the 31st, the Trappies, hosted by the homie Trap Boy Mannequin and Huck Pesci. That is at the West Theater, 1017 Worcester Road in Barberton, Ohio. At these Trappies, I will be receiving an award for Best Sports Podcast. And I don't know if he's hearing me or not, but I'm just going to keep saying it. It should be Best Podcast as well. Trap. Shout out to my boy Trap Boy Mannequin, though, man, for putting on such a fire event. Shout out to all the award shows in the city. There's a new one out. It's the Hot New Cleveland Music Awards or something like that. If I messed up the name, please forgive me, and please feel free to correct. I'm just going off the top right here, off dome here in this particular. But it's the Hot New Instagram account, the Hot New Music Instagram account. They got a dope account. They trying to put some people on. They trying to get some eyes on them. They're trying to get more eyes on more people, and they're giving more people their flowers. So shout out to them. Shout out to the OEA. Shout out to the Legend Awards. Shout out to the Cleveland Music Awards. I think that's what it's called. Just shout out to all the award shows, man. There are a lot of creators. There are a lot of artists. There are a lot of rappers, singers, actors, actresses, podcasters, radio show hosts, producers, dancers, bartenders, barbers, chefs, everybody out there that wants to be recognized for the things that they do. So keep doing that. Y'all ready to get to it? Let's get to it. Cleveland Cavaliers. They are on. This is another bye week for them, per se. They're coming off of 2 dubs in the extra 2 games that they got due to them not making it to the Emirates NBA Cup in Vegas. So the schedule makers gave them 1 home game and 1 road game. At home against Washington and on the road against Brooklyn. The one against Washington, they pulled off the win. They did not play that well, but they played well enough to beat the Washington Wizards, who are just absolutely horrible. And they beat the Brooklyn Nets emphatically. Started slow, but came on and went absolutely crazy. I really don't get like these two games like game to game. I had to watch the Wizards game late because I was here. I see it here. I was down at Public Hall. The Cleveland Charge opened their the grand opening of the Cleveland Charge at Public Hall. I was season ticket holder over there. So, they opened up. They played 2 games there last Friday and last Saturday. But I did get an opportunity to watch the Wizards game. They really just lucky that the Washington Wizards aren't that good of a team. I'm not gonna say they aren't well coached because how do you like it is what it is. But they're continuing to win. And something that I have noticed and something that was pointed out to me, shout out to my dude Chris Cargile for feeding this tidbit, and I had to go back and look at it myself. Kenny Atkinson is doing a whole lot of experimenting. I mean, a whole lot of experiment. I love it though. It's fire that he's experimenting this way. He's playing with different lineups. If you watch these games, or if you've watched, I'll say I'm not going to penalize anybody who hasn't watched every game like me. And again, I had to go back and watch the game so I can say that. Just watch a few games or just parts of some games. They might even be in the recap highlight. Look at some of the lineups that are out there. Even though it's crazy, like the Cavs lineup is already unique. You got 2 small guards, you got 2 tall, 2 small guards, 2 7-footers, and most of your small forwards are undersized. Or you're starting Isaac Okoro, who's really undersized at 6'5". Max Strus, more on him in a second. When Max Strus gets back, he is undersized. Karis LeVert is interchangeable, but he hasn't been started. And Dean Wade is 6'9"-ish, 6'10". That small forward position still is what it is, and I'm gonna talk about that. But just looking at those lineups, the lineup is already unique with Donovan and Darius, Jared and Evan, and then take your pick, Okoro, Strus. Hell, even Jalen Tyson or whoever in that small forward. Just look at parts of the game, even in the second half, and he does it in crunch time. He had lineups of like Ty Jerome, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, and Evan Mobley. Or he'll have Garland and Jerome, Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, or Karis LeVert and Jared Allen. Like these lineups, they're funky, and the thing that I've and they're winning. These lineups are winning, so it looks like he's experimenting. And Chris summed it up like this: he's doing what Andy Reid does with Kansas City. He tinkers with things, or he experiments with things during the regular season, so he knows what not to do. Even in the 4 losses, and I do plan on going back to look at all 4 of the losses at some point here when I get some free time. I do have some free time. Remember, this is the last Club Pizzle of the year. I won't be back. I won't be on next week, and I'm contemplating taking January 3rd off as well, just to regroup, refresh, and get back. And by the time I get back, the NFL playoffs might be in full swing. But just watching again, looking at these lineups. It's some funny lineups. It's like, damn, why did he go small here? Or why did he go big here? He's experimenting. He's seeing, oh, these guys can play together. These guys can play together. I won't put those guys out there together. All right. They went on a nice run with this lineup. This lineup, defensively, we suffered just a little. He's thinking, and I love it. And shout out to Chris for pointing that out to me. Big shout outs to him pointing that out. Next up, these next 6 games, you got 3 at home, 3 and 4 days at home. You got Milwaukee Friday, Philly on Saturday, and Utah Monday at home. Then you got Christmas break, a couple of days. And then next week, they go to Denver, Golden State, and the Lakers. And that's 2024 calendar year. Could they rack up all 6? Yes. This Milwaukee team that they're seeing now is not the Milwaukee team that they played back-to-back earlier. This team has found a groove, and Giannis is playing out of his mind. Doc Rivers has figured something out. Salute the Doc for that. Philly, no Embiid. Paul George may or may not play. I think Maxey still out? It's been quiet on the Philly front lately, at least what I've seen. It's been mad quiet over there. Utah, I thought about actually going to that game, but I think I got something to do today. Besides, y'all don't want to go neither because your boy is there. Your boy will be his homecoming. And then Denver, Golden State, and the Lakers, 3 teams, all of which they beat. Blew out Golden State, beat the piss out of the Lakers, and turned it on against the Nuggets in the game that I was at 2 weeks. I could see 6-0. I could see 4-2. I could even see them split. No, not a split. 4-2, 5-1, or win them all. But at 23-4, I'm totally happy. I'm totally satisfied. Injury news: Isaac Okoro sustained a sprain of his AC joint. He will be evaluated in 2 weeks, so he's out for 2 weeks, which sucks. And it would really, really suck if I didn't give y'all this tidbit here, or if I didn't give this news. Max Strus is close to coming back. He is back practicing. He is practicing full go. So he's ramming it up. Max Strus may be back tomorrow. As of the last time that I looked at the Cavs site, it didn't say whether he was coming back tomorrow or not. He does come back this weekend. They may wait to bring him back after the road trip, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's back tomorrow or Saturday or Monday before they go on the road. So again, getting like these injuries happen, but when your rotations are 10, 11 deep and you're able to roll guys out there, you're able to put Sam Merrill in there and let him hit a couple of shots. You let Ty Jerome come in and light things up. You got Karis LeVert, who is playing at a hell of a level. Jalen Tyson has shown he can contribute. He's good. And that guy, he's NBA. He has an NBA body. He's a big body dude. I saw him with the chart. Speaking of, Imani Bates did make his return this past Saturday. Went to the game Friday night, sat next to his dad. And just, just asked, I say, how's the knee? How's the rehab? Oh, rehab's going good. He's going to be activated tomorrow. Oh, word. Okay. So it was great and it was cool to see him back out there. He's still shaking off a little bit of the rust. He did get into double digits, but I've also seen some differences in his game, some changes in his game. He's actually driving to the ball more. He's moving without the ball more, able to catch and shoot a little more than he did last year. But again, he was playing limited minutes. And he's also like fresh back from injury. Build wise, he does look like he gained weight. I meant to ask his dad what the hell did they feed him, or what restaurant did they find here, or what did the nutritionist recommend? Again, what did y'all feed him? I know it wasn't Cocoa Puffs or steroids. They can't do that anymore. But it was good to see Imani get back. Jalen Tyson is a baller. JT Thor is a baller. Those the two-way guys, all of those guys can play. And the rookies. Craig Porter Jr. also was down there playing, but he got hurt, turned his ankle. But being able to see JT Thor ball out, being able to see Luke Traverse, who I think at some point can crack the rotation. He has NBA game. He plays. He's one of those guys who, no matter what type of defense you put on him, he's going to play at his own pace. You're not going to speed him up. I'm going to get to my spot whenever I need to get to my spot, is how I sum up with Luke Traverse does his thing. He had a triple-double Friday night. JT Thor damn near had one Saturday night. I do love Jalen Tyson's game. He's a little more freer. He has more free range and more of a green light down with the charge. Imani Bates, I will say last year he had the ultimate green light because they was just letting him fly away. Now they're coaching him up. Charge coach Chris Darnell really is coaching him up and getting him together. I think at some point too, Imani can contribute. It could be the perfect catch and shoot for what we got here with the Cavs. Just in case Strus, Niang don't come back, you can. Cavaliers question. Couple of teams having some fire sales. One being the Washington Wizards, who may or may not be looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. And I'm going to ask this to the chat, and I'm going to ask all you Cavs fans, if you had an opportunity to bring in a Kyle Kuzma, in trade scenario, I don't know. Because who am I sending? Or if you're trading anybody on this Cavaliers team, Dean Wade has to be a part of it. Niang or Strus's salaries have to be a part of it. Kyle makes a lot of money. So, hey, cousin Lynn, miss one. Happy holidays to you too, baby. I could see if in some type of a buyout scenario, you could bring him in. I wouldn't mind having Kyle Kuzma. He's a stretch guy. And you could put him in there. You back to the supersized lineup. Got your two small guards with Garland and Mitchell. You put Kuz in there with Mobley and Allen. Y'all like the supersized lineup, right? That would be the supersized lineup. And Kuzma can get buckets, and we'll see. The other scenario, the New Orleans Pelicans are having a fire sale. I think they are. I think everybody's available. If I'm not mistaken, everybody's available. One guy on that team. Go get him. Brandon Ingram. 6'8", small forward from Duke. Y'all know I'm a Duke. You know I'm a fan of the Brotherhood. But would you guys go and get one of those two guys if you had an opportunity. Brandon Ingram, I sure would. Dean Wade, you my main man. You got to go. All right, big dog. I'll buy your jersey when it hit the clearance rack. Okay. To my guy though, I love you. Love Dean Wade. Dean Wade really, and I'm dead serious about that. I do like Dean Wade. Just what he does. He does everything but score. He does the little things. He'll play some defense. He'll get to a key rebound at a certain point. He will hit a timely shot. Sometimes he hits timely shots. He did it against Boston on Kelsey bobblehead night, remember? But he does that. He will hit timely shots. But he's really a defender, dirty work kind of guy. I'm not going to say he's I won't call him white icicle core. That would be wrong if I did that. So I'm not going to do it. And just forget that I said it. But those two questions. If you had an opportunity to add Kyle Kuzma to this team, would you? And the Pelicans are having a fire sale. Would you go get Brandon Ingram? Not only would I go get Brandon Ingram, I would bring Larry Nance Jr. back. I'm going to be honest, all the way honest. It'll take some salary to bring in Brandon Ingram because Brandon Ingram makes a lot of money too. So that would be probably Strus, Niang, Dean Wade. But you trade those guys and you get a guy who can get you buckets, play a little defense, and he's a tall, long guy. Pause. 6'8", long arms, wiry frame. Put him with, oh my God, him and Mobley. They would have to have a protein shake drinking contest or something because both of those guys are skinny, even though Mobley is getting strong. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they were telling me about Evan Mobley. I said he doesn't really need to get bigger, just get stronger. He is putting on weight, but again, he just needs to get stronger, and he's 23 years old. The player comparison on what I think the finished product looked like didn't start put those pounds on until he was about 26. So we haven't even scratched the surface with Evan Mobley. I'm gonna move on. But back to it, would you guys go get Kyle Kuzma if you had an opportunity? Or would you guys trade for Brandon Ingram now that the Pelicans are having a fire sale? Next up, and we're gonna keep this thing short because the other stuff is gonna do a couple of quick hits. The Browns lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, but we knew that was gonna happen. They're 3-11. They currently stand at 7 in the draft order, which I'm not worried about because if needed, Andrew Berry could trade up to go and get the guy that he wants. Even though I'm hearing that the Giants want Cam. And I know that Vegas might get Shedeur Sanders. So that leaves the top two quarterbacks off the board. We'll see. Jameis Winston is out. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is in. Last 3 games. Season is over. All right, DTR, what do you have? I was watching Josh Cribbs' pod, or watching a clip from what Josh Cribbs was saying about that. And he says he thinks that Jameis should continue to be the starter because you really know what you have with DTR. They want to see, and Cribbs summed it up basically saying, you want to see what the rest of these receivers have. And maybe Dorian Thompson-Robinson can show us if Michael Woods is here to stay. I know Tillman and Judy are RW1. I mean, yeah, WR1 and WR2. Those are your future guys. But the rest of those guys, Thrash, Woods. Elijah Moore is going to be here. He's a veteran. He's your safety blanket. But it's to see what the rest of the receiving core actually can do. Hard Knocks is so underwhelming. I don't know if you guys have been watching Hard Knocks. It's the entire AFC North division. It's been underwhelming. They are trying to, it's too many teams. You got 1 hour to cover 4 teams. One of those episodes, like they barely covered the Browns. And then they came back for episode 2 and overcovered the Browns. Like it's one team or 2 teams. It's fine to do in Hard Knocks. But doing the whole division, it's not working. So, and maybe they, and hopefully they see that and they go away from it. But trying to cover these 4 teams, it's not good. It's underwhelming. It's disappointing to me. And I usually don't complain and gripe about stuff like that because I'm into that. I watch stuff like that. I love the behind the scenes stuff. You guys would be like, a lot of people out there would be able to see things that I have seen in person. I have been in the locker room and around these players and seeing them off the field and in their element. I've been there. I've seen that. This is for people who don't get to see that. Even though they really don't show you much, they show you enough for you to be like, okay. That's all they do. Let me find it. The NBA All-Star format has changed. And I am going to tell you, there's no more East and West. Whatever. Idiot. But this format has changed. It's not new. I'm gonna start there. It's not a new format. It's a format that they used with the Rising Stars Challenge. That's basically what it is. It's the Rising Stars Challenge. There are 4 teams, games up to 40. 4 teams, 3 games. That's in my other. Yeah, it's 4 teams, 3 games, 2 the semifinal games. Those 2 teams play each other, and the winners go on to play each other, and the winner is the winner. The games are up to 40. The 3 teams will be picked between the all-star teams and I'm gonna do it the proper way. I had the wrong phone and trying to find the but it's 14. 3 games up to 40. They'll be picking the teams. I think it's Barkley, Kenny, Shaq, and the 4th team is the team that wins the Rising Stars Challenge, which is the rookies, the sophomores, and the G League team. I hope the G League team wins, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I gotta do it proper. I'm sorry, this is live. I got it. I had it together and it just went away from me. I am particularly not a fan of it. I'm not. I mean, this is all right. Here we go. 24 All-Star selection divided into 3 8-player teams. 4th team is Castro Rising Stars champion. Honorary team general manager: Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Candace Parker. Barkley, O'Neal, and Smith draft their team rosters from a pool of 24 NBA All-Star selections. Parker is the GM of the Rising Stars champion. 2 teams meet in one semifinal, and the remaining 2 teams meet in the other semifinal. Winning teams from game 1 and 2 advance to face each other. Winner of each game is first team to surpass 40 points. It is what it is, y'all. I say that. It's going to, y'all can complain about it, but y'all will watch it. And it might be even more interesting. I won't say, you know what I will say? Y'all don't watch the All-Star game for defense any damn way. People talk about it. Who's watching All-Star game for defense? Not me. We'll see how it all pans out. I think it's pretty cool. I think everybody will be just fine. But if I were them, I would go back to East West and I would do the target score fourth quarter again. Those All-Star games were the best set of All-Star games that were played for a long time. They were competitive and they were down to the wire. At least a couple of them were. And it came down to, all right, next shot win. That's how they should do that. They have enough sponsors and enough TV money to give each player on the winning team $1 million, $500,000, whatever, right? They did it with the NBA Cup. Speaking of the NBA Cup does need some tweaks. I like the pool play in order to knockout rounds. In the knockout rounds, I think when you get to the championship, and once you get down to those, when you get to the bracket round or the knockout round, just make them home games. Like the teams with the best records, if you win your group, you get a home game or you play at home. And that should be based off of record, and the tiebreaker should be the margin of victory accumulated through the whole tournament. That's how I think that should be done. And I think that the finals should be best of 3. And it should be, again, those should be in NBA arenas or the home team's arenas. Or if you're going to do it in Vegas to get Vegas that money and those extra couple of games, do the best of 3 in Vegas. Wouldn't hurt. Those are just some suggestions. I think they'll make some tweaks to it. Congratulations to Milwaukee for winning it. Shout out to Greek. That's my guy, man. Greek Freak is such a cool guy. Congratulations to Travis Hunt, Heisman Trophy winner. I'm not gonna get into all the other crap that everybody's talking about. That's distracting. The fact that this kid won the Heisman Trophy, two-way player. We haven't seen a guy. He's a true two-way guy. We saw Charles Woodson do it. We saw Champ Bailey do it. We saw Chris Gamble was the one that I really remember, and he did it full time. When they won a championship, and I think he did the year after that. He was really full time. Jabril Peppers, he was mostly offense. But this kid won 7 awards. And I'm still puzzled. How does one win Defensive Player of the Year, but is not a finalist, not even a finalist at his position? So confused by that. And I understood Coach Prime, but he was upset about that. All right. I don't like. That is the most confusing thing to me. The fact that this kid won the Defensive Player of the Year, but he wasn't even a finalist for the Thorpe Award, which is the best defensive back. This dude won the Biletnikoff. He won the Bednari. He won it. He won it. If he was nominated for it, he won it. Except for the Maxwell that went to Ashton Genty. I'm not upset at Ashton Genty supporters for supporting their guy. I'm not. I am not upset about that. Not one bit. Stand by your guy. That's cool. But don't try to diminish Travis and what Travis did, because Travis had a hell of a season. He played at a high level on offense and defense. He absolutely bodied. He deserved it. People are like, he don't deserve it. He only got it because of this. He only got it because it's like, no. Let's stop the hate here and let that kid shine. We are about 24 hours away from finally getting a proper college football champion. 12-team playoff starts tomorrow. We have come a long way. It's so funny and it's so crazy that I wrote an article. For this website. I believe it was Cleveland Sports Talk, whatever it was. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it. I wrote an article about a playoff in about 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. I'm gonna find it. Happy holidays, CJ. How you doing, sweetheart? But I have an article talking about a playoff. That was back then. That was during the BCS era. But how did we get here? And why did it take so long for them? And I'll tell you why. Greed from these old college presidents. These not even the athletic directors, but the presidents of these schools. Greed. Hold on to some old tradition that these kids don't give a damn about. This bowl system, these bowl tie-ins, and all of this crap kept us from having a proper national champion for 100 and something odd years. There were some years where you just so happened to get lucky that number one played number two. But they played bowl games and they had the polls and they ranked them. Now, the one thing that pisses me off are the polls. At this time, at like before everything or just coming into whenever, why is there a writer's poll? And then where the hell did the coaches poll come from? And they're able to crown their own champion and having split national champions for all of these years. I don't have it in front of me, but I can go down a list from certain years where you can find split national champions. It's a joke. It's a freaking joke. I'm telling y'all. It's the goofiest thing that you will ever see. So 1990 rolls around and they started discussing an idea of, hey, let's try to tie these bowls in where these bowls can host the number one and number two teams. It's like, all right, cool. So they come up, corner guy, what up? They come up with something called the Bowl Coalition. The big conferences were tied in, and this is back when we had conference. You had the ACC, the Big Eight, the Southwestern Conference, the SEC, and I believe the Big East was in there as well. A couple of conferences' names were missing. The Big Ten and the Pac-10 didn't want any part of it. So 1992 rolls around, and you had the Bowl Coalition from 92 to 94. It was flawed, even then. 90. You did get Miami versus Alabama. You also got Florida State versus Nebraska. And then you got, I believe the 94 was Nebraska versus Miami. Nebraska finally did break through. The Bowl Alliance was next. Same thing. Tie-ins were there. I think the Big Ten and the Pac-10 finally decided, hey, we'll play ball this time. But it all came apart in 97 when Michigan and Nebraska split the damn national championship, which birthed the BCS, which are the only ones who tried to get it right, but got it wrong every damn year. They tweak something every year. All right, we're going to add the polls into it. We're going to add margin of victory. All right, this is going to work. We're going to strengthen the schedule. They were tweaking this thing until they couldn't tweak it anymore. 98 to 2013. They even had a +1 model because the smaller mid-major schools started to uptick. Boise started to uptick. BYU went 14-1 one year and didn't get nowhere near it. You had a couple of these teams, but I think Boise State was finishing undefeated. Marshall finished undefeated and got locked out. This system, starting with the Bowl Coalition and the Bowl Alliance and the BCS as well, it was designed for the major conferences to get over. And then by the time 1998 rolled around, the Southwestern Conference and the Big 8 combined to make the Big 12. So you had the ACC, the Big East, the Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC, and the Pac-10. At that time, you had the power conferences. Now, you got 4 power conferences. Again, Boise State, BYU, TCU, Utah, a lot of these mid-major teams or the group of 5 teams were starting to make a breakthrough and just wanted an opportunity. So they started the +1. And then one year, Boise and Boise and TCU both finished undefeated. So they just put them against each other so they could shut up. And they're tired of it. They got tired of it. And even in the 14 format, it's still designed for the power conferences. So now we have this 12-team playoff. And at 14, again, man, the 14 playoff, I'm just throwing it out there. It's like that's the new. Now we got a proper champion. We're gonna crown a proper champion. I personally thought it should be 16, but 12 would do. I'm all right with 12. I'm satisfied. You got multiple weeks and multiple tiers, and you do want to reward the conference champions with a bye week. That I'm okay with. That I won't bug out about. I won't yell and scream about it. I do love these first round games being going camp. I absolutely love and adore the fact that these games are going to be played on campus. And not only are they going to be played on campus, they're going to be played at 4 of the most historical college campuses and college stadiums out there. Which brings me to Pizzle's picks, y'all. We're going to do Pizzle's picks. We're going to get out of here because Denver and Los Angeles are getting ready to kick off really soon. I'm only doing the college football playoff games. The rest of the bowls, I could care less about, to be honest with y'all. We're going to start with the first on-campus college football game. And ESPN and these guys knew exactly what they were doing when they scheduled this. Why not have the first on-campus college football playoff game at the stadium of all stadiums? Indiana travels to take on Notre Dame. The winner plays Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Nighttime touchdown, Jesus, Notre Dame Stadium. I, as a fan of the Miami Hurricanes, I don't like Notre Dame, but I do understand why they do this. I'm good with the first playoff game being at night on a Friday night at Notre Dame. That said, I'm going to go with Notre Dame to win this game. They had their worst loss actually made them better. You're right, CEO. The bowl games aren't interesting with teams with players opting out. Marshall had to pull out of their bowl game because their coach switched teams, or their coach took another job, and a lot of players entered the transfer portal, and they don't have enough players to field a competitive team. That is messed up. But give me Notre Dame to win this game. Give me Notre Dame to win this one close. I think there's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be like 21-17, 24-13, something like that. Give me Notre Dame. Saturday at noon, Happy Valley. Number 11, SMU takes on Penn State. The winner goes to play Boise in the Fiesta Bowl. The winner of this game will probably feel like they have an inside track to win and get to the semifinal, which they should feel confident. I mean, there's Boise, there's whatever, or they feel like they're their lesser team. Don't get it twisted. By this game being at high noon, the weather in Happy Valley looks to be whatever. I'm gonna go with Penn State. James Franklin has shown he can beat everybody but Ohio State. So funny. Next up, this Saturday at 4, Clemson travels to take on Texas. Between this game and the next game that I'm gonna pick, it won't surprise me if it's a blowout or the road team win. I'm gonna go with Texas, but if Clemson wins, I won't be surprised, not in the least. But I'm gonna go with Quinn Ewers in Texas. Cade Klubnik does have an opportunity to go up here and show out and do his thing. I just think Texas could go on a run here. They have Arizona. If the winner of this one plays Arizona State in the Peach Bowl, Texas has an opportunity to make a run. And just don't say I didn't for you. And finally, Saturday night, 8 p.m., prime time, under the lights. Tennessee travels to Columbus to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, y'all already know I said, and you already know how I feel. Ohio State had the opportunity to give us the playoff blackout. Saturday night, under the lights in Columbus at the Horseshoe, black the stadium out. Wear your black uniform. However, I'm hearing there is going to be a lot of orange in the building. They only gave them like a 30% amount of they gave Tennessee like 30% of the tickets at the Horseshoe. Even in a 100,000 seat stadium, 30,000, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. You can still overpower that. But I'm hearing that the crowd is going to be 40% of Tennessee fans. Are you kidding me, Ohio State? Really? This is your chance to shine. On campus? At the shoe? And you gonna let another team come in there and take your stadium over? Absolutely not. I know y'all lying. It cannot be. That said, I'm gonna pick Ohio State. I have a feeling though. Ohio State is either going to blow them out or Tennessee's going to win close. It's one of the two. There's no that's what I feel. I really feel like Ohio State is going to come out and in the first half they're going to boat race Tennessee. But if this game gets close and it stays close through the fourth quarter, Tennessee does have a hell of a running attack. Nico's a decent quarterback. Josh Heupel calls a hell of a game. If anybody can outsmart Ryan Day and call plays and strategize, it's Josh Heupel. But I feel like Ohio State, I'm picking Ohio State to win. And I'm picking Ohio State to win big. When I say big, I mean 3 touchdowns. I'm going to have to flip this up. This is going to be one of my clips. Just know if Tennessee wins, y'all gonna hear everything from me. I'm letting y'all know right now if they win. Even though I'm picking Ohio State to win by a lot. If Tennessee come up here and they win, and that place is loud and I hear Rocky Top, y'all just might as well get ready to block. Start blocking because it's up. So to recap, I have Notre Dame, I got Penn State, I got Texas, and I got Ohio State. I'm picking all 3 home teams to win, but it will not surprise me if 1 or 2 teams on the road, 2 road teams, come out with wins. And watch SMU end up tripping up Penn State or something. I'm telling y'all. Let's get to it tonight, Thursday night, right now, actually, getting ready to start. The Denver Broncos take on the Los Angeles Chargers. I hope this game is better than last week's game. Last week's game sucked. I know it was raining and the weather was kind of bad, but so what? The game was trash. I'm gonna pick the Chargers here. I don't know why. I think there's gonna be a defensive struggle. But give me Denver. Saturday, 1 p.m. The Houston Texans travel to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Houston Texans have already clinched their division and a playoff home game. Kansas City Chiefs are still playing for home field advantage because the Buffalo Bills are nipping at their heel. I'm picking Kansas City. I am not picking against Patrick LaVon Mahomes. Never, ever, ever, ever. Always going to go with him. Give me Kansas City. Give me Kansas City close. Saturday, 4:30. This is a huge game. AFC North battle. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to take on the Baltimore Ravens. I want to pick a tie, but they won't let me pick a tie. With the win here, the Pittsburgh Steelers can clinch the AFC North. They're coming off of getting beat down by the Philadelphia Eagles. The Baltimore Ravens, fresh off a bye, got the lowly New York Giants. I think that's all Lamar Jackson needed to get hot and stay hot. I think Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens get this dub by double digits. So give me them. Sunday, 1 p.m. Cleveland Browns travel to take on the Cincinnati Bengals in the Battle of Ohio. I want the Browns to win this game so bad so we can get a split of the division or get it or clinch at least a split of the division. But Joe Burrow, the Bengals are on fire. They hot. They cooking. Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting on the road. No Nick Chubb. He broke his foot. So give me the Bengals. The New York Giants travel to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Give me Atlanta with new starter Desmond Ridder. As a Cleveland Brown, do I want Kirk Cousins? Not this version. The Detroit Lions travel to take on the Chicago Bears. The Lions' 7-game win streak got snapped. by the red hot Buffalo Bills, but they still put up 40. Give me the Detroit Lions. The Tennessee Titans take on the Indianapolis Colts. At this point, these two teams are fighting for draft position. Tennessee loses many games as you need to. Indianapolis, I don't know. Give me the Colts, though, at home. The Los Angeles Rams travel to take on the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers versus Matt Stafford. Y'all know how I feel, and y'all know what I say when teams travel from the West Coast to the East Coast. It never bodes well for the West Coast team. In this case, I'm still going to pick the Los Angeles Rams because the New York Jets absolutely positively suck. By the way, I have watched the first 2 parts of the Aaron Rodgers documentary on Netflix. It is interesting and weird at the same time. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the hell I am watching. The Philadelphia Eagles travel to take on the Washington Commanders. I think this game is going to be absolutely fantastic between these two teams. The Commanders have come back to earth after starting off so hot. Jaden Daniels is still playing some ball, but the Philadelphia Eagles are on fire at 12-2. I think they get the dub here, and I think they may or may not have already come to the division. I think they have the division, or in this window, solidify that, because the Cowboys stink, the Giants stink, and the Redskins just aren't as good as the Eagles. So give me the Eagles to win this game. The Arizona Cardinals travel to take on the Carolina Panthers. Again, that whole West to East thing, it doesn't matter. The Panthers do play you tough, but they really are they're not on the level of the Arizona Cardinals. It's the battle of 2 Heisman Trophy #1 pick quarterbacks, Kyler Murray and Bryce Young. Give me Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a surprising 7-7. How in hell did that happen? The Minnesota Vikings, 405. The Minnesota Vikings travel to take on the Seattle Seahawks. The Vikings are a surprising 12-2. How the hell are they 12-2? I don't know. I don't know if this team is really, I don't know how good this Vikings team is. I honestly do not know. I know they're better than the Seahawks. Give me the Minnesota Vikings over the Seahawks. I'm never going to pick Geno Smith if I can pick somebody else. 425, the New England Patriots travel to take on the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Buffalo Bills, the red hot Buffalo Bills. 425, the Jacksonville Jaguars travel to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, this week's Ass Bowl presented by Dude Wipes. We beat one of these teams and we lost to one of these teams. I'm going to pick the team that we beat. We, as in the Cleveland Browns. I'm picking the Jaguars to win this game. I'm picking the Jaguars. The San Francisco 49ers travel to take on the Miami Dolphins, 2 6-8 teams. Again, team traveling from west to east. It doesn't bode well. The San Francisco 49ers are talented, but they are injured. The Miami Dolphins aren't talented, but they just, for some reason, just can't get it together this year. That said, give me the Miami Dolphins. Sunday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Give me the Baker and the Buccaneers, which will bring them a step closer to winning the NFC North. And on Monday night, the New Orleans Saints travel to take on the Green Bay Packers. Give me Green Bay. That said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you guys again for making 2024 my best year, my most successful year, my most viewed year. I appreciate that. I hope you guys all have Merry Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, a happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you guys celebrate, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys eat good. Happy New Year to everybody. I don't think, because I'm really honestly not in Christmas holiday spirit. I'm just not in it this year. I don't know. I have no idea if we even cooking Christmas dinner over here. I know I just don't know. But Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy New Year to everybody. I will be back in 2025 bigger and better than ever. Club Pizzle, Full disclosure, the best damn podcast, period. I am now booking guests for the Happy Hour podcast. If you are an artist, a rapper, a singer, an actor, a fellow podcaster, a director, a producer, whatever, please feel free hitting me in my inbox. My IG is at the bottom, scrolling across there. So, or if you know anybody, send them my way. Make sure y'all send y'all music. Let me know what y'all are hitting me up for. Just hit me up. Just make sure it says something regarding the Happy Hour podcast. The best damn podcast, period, will be launching in 2025 as well. I am going to be plenty busy. I'm going to be hella busy. I want each and every award that I can put myself up for. OEA Legend Award, Cleveland Music Award, Scene Magazine, Cleveland Magazine. I am coming for everything next year. I want to fill this desk with a bunch of trophies and plaques and awards and all types of shit. I got an hour and 7 minutes into a show and didn't curse, but I felt the need to curse there. So I am signing out for the year. Let me let David Letterman in this card. It ain't gonna work. Y'all know what it is, man. Protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And always remember, creators, be great, stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Signing off for 2024. See you guys in 2025. Deuces.